Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Annkio Briggs for notifications and updates. Also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, all at Annkio Briggs. Hello, good morning. My name is Annkio Briggs and you're tuned to 89.9 FM, the radio of Garden City, in the city of Port Harcourt. This is our radio station, your radio station, my radio station. The program of truth, the program that looks at things that concerns you in River State, in your local government, in the Niger Delta, that happens to be in Nigeria. Today is the 19th of August 2020. It is Saving the Niger Delta with Annkio Briggs. The radio station, of course, is the station with style and groove and style. Okay, this morning, what are we looking at? There are so many things to look at, but in the past few days, I've had discussions with quite a few different people, and from all over the place, not just only in Nigeria, but outside of Nigeria. People have called in on seeking my take on what is going on from the video clip that have gone viral, where a particular person, and the person of a very big person in APC, asking, requesting, suggesting that someone be arrested. The city was not mentioned. I don't think the person's name was mentioned, but it was very clear that suggestion was being made that somebody should be arrested, and then a particular situation will be taken care of in a particular state. These days, one has to be very, very careful how you talk, even though you're speaking the truth, and even though you're speaking on the platform of the right to express yourself. As long as what you are expressing, in my take, should always be the truth, or how you perceive a particular situation or a particular information to be. So one has to be very, very careful, not because one is afraid. I'm not, as long as I'm speaking the truth and expressing how I feel truthfully, I'm not afraid. But we live in these times in Nigeria, where even speaking the truth is something that you have to be careful of, which is really very, very sad and unacceptable, and it's against basic rights to freedom of speech. But I'm sure that we all know the video that I'm referring to. Somebody like Dr. Melafia was also re-invited, if you like, back to the to have a chat with DSS based on what he had said, and someone else, Nahaba, have also been invited because of what he also have said. Now, these are people that are either expressing the truth based on what they know or what they've been told, or repeating what they have been told, or speaking on what they know, and so when you find yourself in that type of situation, it becomes sad for a human being. But there will still be people that will continue to be able to speak on the strength that what you are saying is the truth, and that you have a right to express yourself, especially when it concerns what your beliefs are, whether those are the beliefs of your religion, the beliefs of what you is right for your people, the beliefs of what is you expect from government, and what you expect directly from your government, that is to say either at state level or local government level, or at the level of representatives at the so-called green and red chambers, and basically expressing yourself on issues that will affect you today, affect you tomorrow, and affect your descendants and your children and their children. So there is just so much for us to look at. But today I want to talk directly to everybody who is from the southern part of Nigeria. Nigeria is divided into the north and to the south. I want to, I'm talking directly as a southerner. I'm also talking directly as a Niger Delta indigene. That is to say that I come from one of the 6 states that the Constitution of Nigeria recognizes as the 6 states that is in a particular place that the federal government with the 1999 Constitution have confirmed that is identified as the South-South. Now, whether I accept it or I don't accept it, doesn't matter. That is what the Constitution says. So, I'm speaking directly to Southerners. That means to Yoruba people of 6 states and to the Ndibo people of 5 states. I'm also speaking directly to all the ethnic nationalities that make up the 6 states that is identified as politically the South-South region, or as I prefer to call it, the Niger Delta region, because that is the description of our geographical location. Now, if you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, please turn off, switch off, go to something else, go and do something else. Don't listen if you don't want to listen. But if you want to waste your time to insult, to abuse, to ask me what is Niger Delta, what is not Niger Delta, it's your credit, it's your money that you're wasting. I won't respond to you. And as I will always say to you, once the program is over, my people and I will go through the comments, and we will delete every single comment that is abusive, that is disrespectful, that is deceitful, everything that is not in line with what Annkio Briggs is driving on saving the Niger Delta with Annkio Briggs and on the Niger Delta self-determination platform. If it doesn't go with that, I am deleting it. That's the position. Okay. Now, the first thing, I was horrified, like I'm sure most people should be, to see that clip of Adams Oshomole with the walking in some part of the office of the president in the villa, in that building, and we could clearly hear him. Only people who are unfortunately disabled with hearing would not have heard it. He was clearly heard discussing how it would be right or proper or easy, suggesting that somebody be arrested. Now, by the law, the person calling Adams Oshomole does not have the right to suggest that somebody should be arrested. It is illegal. He is not a policeman. He is not making a report to the police. If you want somebody arrested, you go to the police station and you tell the police, you make a complaint that the police will look at and decide whether the complaint you have made is enough for them to go and discuss with that person. And it is from that discussion that the police will be able to make a decision as to whether the answers they got is enough to arrest that person. That is the right way of doing things. Now, what we saw on that clip is illegal. It is criminal in itself. It is against the law for that suggestion to be made. And I know that the other gentleman in that video clip, the chief of staff to President Buhari, who is Ambassador Gambari, who is an international figure and knows, I have no doubt, because I have had interactions with him, I know him. I know that he knows, being an international figure and having worked at international level, in the UN for that matter, where the issues of human rights are issues that he has had to deal with, Gambari has had to deal with on behalf of Nigeria from the days of Ken Sarawiwa. So he knows that what was being discussed with him was suggested to him or seems as a continuation of a conversation that have happened before that particular moment is illegal. It shouldn't have been heard. It is disgraceful that somebody, I'm sad for him, that somebody with his credentials, at least that have gone that far in diplomacy, is put in that position by a man who have worked, or supposedly have worked on behalf of the masses, labor, on behalf of labor. You couldn't work anymore for the masses unless you have been pretending, if you have been a union leader, like Adams Oshomole have been in Nigeria, before he became the governor of his state for 2 tenures, and before he became the party chairman of APC, which he is no longer in that position. It is horrifying to hear in a country that is supposed to be a democratic country, a country where he came to power. Adams Oshomole became a governor. Adams Oshomole was labor leader, fighting for justice for people, that he is now in a position of power to make suggestions to another man in a position of power as high as up to the presidency, to be heard openly, to be saying that somebody should be arrested, and that if he is arrested, everything will be taken care of. And these are people that are in power in the southern part of Nigeria, representing us at the federal level, and from the Niger Delta, and from Edo State, representing the people of Niger Delta, southern Nigeria, and the people of Edo State. It is sad. It is really, really sad, because the people who are supposed to be working for us very clearly are working against us. Very clearly. And so now, why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because you have to ask yourself, the same way that I have had to ask myself, and the same way that in asking myself, I'm doing what I'm doing this morning, and have been doing it since 2012. Speaking up, dissecting, expressing what is right and what is wrong. Because of political power, some people have decided to do what is wrong, what is illegal, what is detrimental to the existence of other people because they find themselves in a position of power where they can do that. This is really very sad. So I'm going to put that aside because I think that it is no longer an issue of even preferring solutions, because if you've heard something, you should be able to know whether what you have heard is acceptable to you as a person or it is not. If it's acceptable to you as a person and you don't care, you go on your way. You don't even bother to finish listening to it. So that's one. The other, the second aspect of it is this. There was last year the discussion of the bill that came up where civil society groups were going to be gagged through one bill or the other, and then of course the issue of churches, and then last week, or this breaking into this week, it finally exploded into the fact that in Nigeria, it is now from here on, as we're hearing, it is now possible for the government to remove people that are board of trustee members in a church, to remove them and the government will now put whosoever the government chooses to put there. So basically, the government is now going to interfere in religion. The government is now going to decide who is going to be a member of the board of trustee in Nigeria. I think this is horrific. If you're a Christian, it should be horrific. And as a matter of fact, that the government is going to be able to close down bank accounts of churches, and that there is nothing anybody can do about that. So basically, we're being told that government is going to interfere in the affairs of churches. Down south, there are more Christians. Christians are the majority in the southern part of Nigeria. Christians are the majority in the Niger Delta region where we come from. Definitely in Rivers State, Christians are the majority. Now, if we find ourselves in a position where churches are, the government is going to interfere in how we feel and how we conduct ourselves in churches and pray, and this is a right to religion. If we find ourselves in that type of position, again, that is something that is horrific. It's not everything that we should just wave away as politics, or naso den de duam, or that concern us. There is this story that during the Second World War, when Hitler was killing the Jews and doing all the horrific things that he was doing to Jews, when he started with Jews, people that were not Jews went about their daily business, because they're not Jews, and it's only Jews that they were killing and arresting and and castrating and all of that, all the horrific things that Jews suffered in the hands of Hitler. And then they went to the next set of people, let's say people outside of the Jewish faith. Maybe they went to people who were supposed to be gypsies. And they started like that, going downwards until they got to the point where even the last person was affected, because it didn't matter whether you were Jew, whether you were gypsy, as long as Hitler decided that you were not Aryan, or that you're not a perfect human being, then you were subject to what Hitler was doing. So this is where I see that we find ourselves today in Nigeria. It started with the war, the Civil War. Then immediately after the Civil War, it started by changing the sharing formula of the resources of a people. And from then on, we spiraled downward, backward, to the point that we didn't even know, according to the then General Gowon, that problem with Nigeria is not money, or even, I mean, how to spend the money or what to spend the money on was what was the problem for Nigeria. Well, today, the problem of Nigeria is money. The money, Naira, is valueless. The Naira today is 610 to £1. Now, very soon, and I said it just thinking and looking and saying that I believe by the time we get to 2023, that the pound will be like 1,000 naira to a pound. Well, at this rate, it may well go over that, because even at 610 naira to a pound, if you further devalue it, I mean, where are you going to devalue it and round it off? You're probably going to round it off 700, 800. So we're definitely pushing towards that. But this devaluing of the Naira, at the end of the day, the resources, how it is translated into dollar, whatever is translated into dollar, is coming from the Niger Delta. And whatever is generating the majority of anything, any resources from anywhere that is generating funds for Nigeria today, is coming from the Niger Delta region. So how will that affect you and I in the Niger Delta? Is a question that we should ask ourselves. It is a question that we should be able to answer for ourselves, because the way that everything is going, it's not looking as if it is going to get better politically.